Brian. Well, the field of those hoping to fill a temporary spot on Duluth City Council was narrowed tonight. These 6 people set out to fill the rest of Mike Mayou's term in the 2nd District seat. He stepped down this year after moving outside of his district. Well, tonight the current councilors interviewed the 6 applicants, and here are the top 3 who councilors chose to advance to a final round of interviews Monday before the council makes their pick. Now, that person will serve in the seat through January, when whoever is elected to the next term takes over. And some of the candidates hoping to be elected to City Council during next week's primary attended a meet and greet tonight. Duluth Indivisible hosted the event at Clyde Ironworks, where there was a Q&A panel. While many candidates were absent, the group hoped the forum served as a way to educate voters.
Because I think people just need to be educated on who the candidates are, who's in the office, and whether it's municipal all the way up. It's important to just start where we are.
And Duluth's municipal primary election is coming up Tuesday, August 12th, next week. For City Council, 2 at-large, a 2nd District and a 4th District seat are all up for grabs. Winners advance to the November election.